Well, the idea here with this is to get a bunch of people in, have some chats, have some conversation, have a beverage or two, in 12-minute segments, and see what's going on with the people and the community and where they're at. And it's kind of based on a little bit of podcasts and what's going on out in the community. Sirens
just
going,
like that, right?
Yeah, it's no special effects.
Yeah, you got to get out there and find out what's going on. It's like
Choppers.
Yeah.
City heat.
We're here high above the city.
That's exactly right. But for anybody that we're talking like we're old friends because we are. But for anybody that doesn't know you, Paul Brent, he's that man.
That's right, that man.
Around Mile Zero. And what does that man mean? And what does that man do?
That man, great
Cat
question.
man do.
Well, what don't I do? That's kind of where I like to play with that, Rob. You know that.
I do.
I'm an entertainer. I'm a speaker. I'm a teacher. I'm all sorts of things. Pretty much what anybody needs at that time. If you ask me the right way, I'm game.
Okay.
As far as that man goes, it's kind of a jokey handle. It's on my business cards and
It's
things.
short.
Yeah.
It's quickie.
Because people recognize me and my mouth and my what I do, and I get this, hey, I remember you. Aren't you that guy that did that thing? Or aren't you that man? That just became my thing because I was that man who did it.
Face on the bus stop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or the bus sign.
That poster.
That's it. The good one. Not
the bad one.
Not the one
carton.
wanted by the RCMP.
No, back in the milk
right.
carton when I got lost.
That's right.
Yeah.
A goonie, if you will. But, I mean, a little bit about you, not to get into how old you are or anything like that, because you're not 100 and you're not under 10, so we don't really care.
No.
But how long you been in Dawson Creek? What brought you to northern British Columbia and the Peace region? And what kept you here, if it's not the same thing?
Oh, combination of all of that, all right? Let's go. Yeah. Full life. Divorce brought me up here. My father.
It goes that way.
It goes that way. Yeah.
Your divorce or your father's?
My own divorce.
Okay.
I was living in Edmonton stuff at the time, and just to get some headspace and things, I came up to visit my father and his wife, who lived in Fort St. John.
There you go.
And spent some
Apologies.
time up there. Yeah, I know.
Fort St. John.
Definitely different than Dawson Creek, and why I relate to Dawson. I grew up on a farm, and Dawson Creek is very much a farming-based community, and I feel really at home here and helping out and the locals. Yeah. It's just that I can relate. So I came up here in '98, going from that, and just sort of felt at home.
It's been a bit. It's been a minute, as they say in some of the podcast land and lingo.
And through all that, again, I've taken all these different opportunities to just connect with people and be part of it. My family was always part of that too, helping out the community where I grew up in Alberta, and just a small town farming. And here we go. The more I can do to help out, that's what it's all about. Give back and help people and have a good life.
Well, and you're, when you're putting it right on out there in the public, that man, you're obviously a public and self-effacing and not to say extrovert, but certainly somebody that's public and comfortable in being in that public emcee, special master,
right,
if you will. Is that something you picked up younger, or picked up when you were a little bit older and had that a little more maturity under your belt, or is it something that just came with you and you were running for city politics in grade 6?
Well, yeah, almost something like that. I always wanted to be that person and the leader of something. Yeah. I was always wild though, right? I've got all these ideas and all this energy, and let's just and for that, some people don't look at me as the guy that should be the leader.
Sure.
However, over the years,
an exciting vice president.
That's right. Yeah. That energy can also move people, and I motivate. So that's where I apply that one. And all the way through, like school, I think I started on the microphone, probably at a hockey arena, announcing penalties. This player
right in the box.
And I just thought it was cool. And then I learned the power of the microphone. Once you got that in your hand and everyone can hear what you're saying, and I've got a persona that comes out in me all the time because it's that man. I flick the switch and he comes on, and or else it's just me, right?
No, absolutely.
I take it, and as you know, you've been around with me for a lot of different events where I've been the MC master and hosted and just kept everything going. It's been kind of fun. So between all of that, I take this being in front of people very seriously. It's a real skill. Not a lot of like ahs, like other people that want to be calling themselves leaders and professionals.
Filling in.
Us.
That's right. Okay. I don't know about it. See how it works?
Yeah, exactly. Fill it in, and then drag it out just a little.
That's
bit,
right.
So and that's when I learned that it's not only a skill, talent, but it's also a sought after a commodity, shall we say? Somebody that can actually host that and do that.
Well, and that's nothing to make it about the square that we're talking through, or the pandemic, but that personal worth really comes shining through when it is something that you're indeed are creating, even if it's something, some people, you can build a house, you can be a carpenter like Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Building a monologue, or emceeing a room, that's something as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Putting it all together, and you've got to be that. Call it a character, if you wish, right? Play the part, play the role.
Not to get into our thespian, jokes, but with the acting, it's just what do you have to do?
Just be myself,
yeah. Or if the characters, whether it's Super Spy, James Bond, or anybody. Well, think of a character smarter than you. What would they do?
Right.
Or think of the character, if they were lesser than you, what would that person do?
And put it together.
Put on some different clothes.
That's right. It's been
magic
great.
of movies.
The magic of movies. Yeah, we played that one. I'm not going to say any more about that, but I'm going to check it out.
Well, we'll get into that, and maybe we'll run some soundtracky stuff as part of our theme song that we're going to have at the beginning, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Intro in the beginning of the all these segments, right?
Sure, the good clips that don't have me in them.
Well, and we're kind of circling around one of the drains here, and what we're talking about, because on kind of a good segue, natural, if you will, until I looked at the notes and see where we have to go. But talk to me about, just exactly what we're kind of in, living on purpose. What does that mean to you, other than the 3 words, and we all know what they mean?
Absolutely.
When you put them together. There's an alchemy there, isn't there?
There is, absolutely. Lots of people live by default.
Yes.
Right? So you get up in the morning and you gotta go to work because you got bills to pay. The life, it's always going, and we just get stuck in that rut, and it just becomes, I get up, I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep, and things. But when you choose to live on purpose, what I find is that there's an energy that surrounds it. You put a positive into it, and you're doing it because, like, I get to go to work.
Yes.
I don't have to go to work, right? I've got bills to pay. I know I'm responsible for that. But when I put a have to, it's just so draining. And then even putting my shoes on in the morning, it's like,
I'm not to define it, but it becomes work.
It does,
as opposed
exactly.
to play or
to being able to
relief
enjoy the life,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
So living your life on purpose, planning, scheduling what you want to do, getting everything to happen the way you want it to, and making commitments, or being committed, or being interested in something, and you learn about yourself. And you're allowed to adapt and change along the way. And I have a program that I offer. I'm not plugging, but you know about me there. And I'm involved with a group of coaches connected to all sorts of people from around the world who have been mentoring me and building my life and being able to communicate with other people, but also to just better me.
Yes.
And that's all I've ever wanted to do, is better me, and then I just share.
Yeah, and it betters your immediate people around you,
right,
and then your immediate environment, and then what does that only do but contribute to you again?
Exactly, and that's again part of the fundamentals that we have in our programs. Yeah. Just looking after that, and
not to be, it's a hydra.
Yeah,
eating its own in a positive way,
right? Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And it just keeps going, and the more that you feed into it, the more it gets. And what I find is the stinking thinking, negativity, the doubt. Right. I can have grandeur ideas, and you've heard me go on, and I get all lit up, and I'm out, and then we couldn't do that. Right. So it's really deciding then, what do I want out of it, and how am I going to get it? I'm going to do it on purpose.
Well, and it's whether it's putting on a hat, or doing an event, or something bigger or grander, or anything in between. It's okay. This is what we want. Now this is what we can do to be realistic about it. And then execute what we can do,
and the best we can do.
And that's the plan. And we execute the plan. We did everything exactly what we said we were going to do before we started it, as opposed to we were going to have the cannons and the balloons, and we have to have the 50-piece band, the orchestra, if you will. They're not making it. It might be just a 3-piece.
Right.
It might be just a 1-man band. We all don't know. Right?
It's taken me a long time to grasp that one. My wife always catches me on that one, because I get that grandeur thought. I see all that stuff. Yeah. But it could be that big. Realistically, let's start here first.
Yeah, and then if it is that big, look how much it's a surprise.
Extra better. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Extra better. That's good wording, eh?
That's great. Just we were talking about not that we plug a lot of things here, but it's the first episode anyway.
Right.
Of Untitled Show here at the Mirror.
Untitled Show.
Law of Attraction. It's a book amongst the many in the museum here that we have. Yeah. Talk to me about the science of attracting more of what you want and less of what you don't. Written by Michael J. Lozier. And correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe he's been up here as a guest speaker for a weekend or so.
He has, actually. A great adventure that you were part of. I spearheaded the idea, and I was at a conference down in Vancouver for an organization that I was attending. If I can plug there too, make your mark, because you know, so Colin, thank you. I met Michael. He was actually a speaker down at that conference, and he got talking about the law of attraction. If you want more in your life, releasing negativity and doubt, and choosing the words that you're going to phrase, make them positive words, help you attract what you want, utilizing your vision. And so I asked him at the end of the conference if he would be interested in coming up and doing a tour around here, and he jumped all over that. Well, didn't jump right away.
Yeah, but he flew.
But he did fly, yeah. He called me a few days after the conference and committed to me a week, actually.
Yeah.
And he came up here and we traveled all around. We did Dawson Creek, a couple different locations. We were in Chetwynd, and we went actually to Fort St. John and touched base with lots of people. It was a fabulous event. And it's been just ongoing. I stayed in touch with him, and eventually at some point I'm really hoping to get my certification to be a facilitator in that.
Right.
Just, I mean, the accreditation of being associated with him is just one thing, and that's another of how do you get what you want in your life? You put it out there. And the law of attraction. And you just don't doubt it. That's why I'm going to be infamous.
That's right.
And that's more than famous.
That's right. It's infamous.
Infamous, yeah.
So, what else is going on in your life? I mean, we're filming this kind of fall of 2020. It's going to be out in September 2020. What's going on as you sail towards Christmas and we get into pumpkin spice and everything nice? And reports of a skeleton hanging in a tree today. And I said that it might be Halloween.
Might be.
Just early. Oh, okay. That's how that went.
Okay.
But,
Getting close, yeah.
That was today. Yeah, but what's going on with you?
Well, it's actually 2022.
What did I say, 2020?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, for God's sake.
See, that's what COVID did to us. We forgot where we were at.
Cut it off.
No, we don't have to go there. That's a good flashback, because we go way back.
Oh, we do, yeah.
And back in 2020, we started on a project together and had some fun microphoning and playing, which has led me to kind of where I'm at now. Working with the automotive dealerships in town here and promoting things around. That's
all you got.
That's all I really got.
It's not like you're here to promote. You know, you got your play and your book and your new CD or anything. But
I don't have an official CD.
Are you getting
we
into
recorded
soccer or anything? Or are you doing anything sporting?
Not sporting.
Hockey starting this week.
I've got two boys.
There you go.
They're 13.
There you go. See, that's what's going on.
So they just moved into town. Talk about great stuff, right? So being local, we're a rural family. We
yes, halfway in between here and
that other place.
Yeah, up towards the Rainbow Bridge.
That's right.
Into Asgard.
Up there.
Yeah.
And well, we've got a spot out there, and the boys have been attending rural school.
Yeah, Parkland.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it was a fabulous adventure, and the small classes and small school. But now they've come into Dawson to middle school
because they've aged out.
They've aged out, and school grade maxed out.
Also, yeah.
And with that brought the opportunity for them extracurricular activities and their sports and piano lessons and all those other things that they want to do, and that's of course.
Well, if I remember my time in middle school, this would be volleyball season.
Yeah,
I think it's the first thing
that was the first thing Donovan brought home last night was his.
Oh, is that right?
You need to sign up. There's 14 pages, and there's a contract and everything they've got to sign.
Concussion.
But the honor how I'm going to play, respect the team and the community, and that is such a really valuable thing to get into the kids. So,
well, and to be perfectly honest, I mean, and I know I'm going back to my grade 5 and 6 and into junior high is if you picking sports where it's a good one to have respect for sport and that kind of thing starting. Volleyball is a good one.
Absolutely,
because there's not, and again, I mean, there's not a lot of parents that are experts. And I use the air quotes, experts in volleyball, so there's not a lot of sideline coaching or coaching at home where you're dealing with volleyball coaches, and it's a different kind of dynamic.
Absolutely.
And nonetheless a team sport as well.
Oh, very much team. And the camaraderie of that team.
Yeah, and working together.
Very tight units.
As opposed to, say, more baseball, where it's a team on the field, but they're all doing the individual business.
They got their...
Exactly. But no, absolutely. And yourself, do you do anything? You golf out of Farmington? Or
actually, of all things, no.
Swinging sticks? No.
I put the blades on, have some sticks. We've got an outdoor rink out in our area.
Oh, see, there you go. That's right.
And our local people, we all keep it all up and take turns at it and things. And
there you go.
So I occasionally put them on. I used to play when I was younger. I did all the sports. I didn't really like soccer, too much running, but I was very avid hockey, very much volleyball. We were part of the provincial championships teams. And
there you go. See.
And it takes a lot for me not to be that sideline coach as a dad.
Is that right? See, there you go. Just saying, not too many, and here's one here.
Yeah, but I've learned in that same thing.
Yeah.
Coach, you do your thing.
Yeah.
My son on the other side, when he wants to learn and I'll help improve his skills, not undermining.
Yeah.
Because that's why they're coaches. They know more than I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's great. But I haven't. I'm gonna. I hear there's a big but in there, but I haven't had time.
Yeah.
And it goes back to living on purpose.
Yeah.
Scheduling and my priorities have been to the family and to their successes.
Yeah.
And mine, I'm not really having to run. I put enough energy out in a day and do what I do.
Yeah.
And so physical activity I could use to spare a few more pounds off, and get some wing back. Maybe I'll have to hit that, but
exactly,
I'm not a golfer.
Yeah, exactly what we'll talk about. Well, we're going to talk about getting in shape for the next role.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I do that with my frequent co-star Blake all the time. I said, no, the next one's not a superhero movie, but we got to be in that kind of shape.
Yeah.
Which means we got to
get out there and get
real.
It. Yeah. Well, I enjoy winter or the fall time. You're asking me really what goes on. Where we live, we're going through transition. As you know, we've getting the whole new house is coming out and everything. And it's fall, so we've got wood to split, and then we've got the driveway that's almost as long as a city block. So a lot of that does get hand shoveled, and we get snow going, and that's how I keep myself going in the winter.
And for people that don't know, he's splitting a lot of wood for the internet.
Yeah, you should see the video I've got actually.
No, in all seriousness, I mean, for people that don't know, it's
splitting wood.
Well, yeah, you're splitting wood. What are you doing with the wood? You're not having a giant bonfire or anything outside.
No, we have a wood stove in the house.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's rural life.
Yeah, that's totally rural life.
If you need any newspapers to burn, I know where you can get some.
Well, I would have rather keep those as collector's items.
Well, no, but I mean, we always have an overflow.
Yeah.
But no, we sell them out of Tom's Lake. Yeah. We give them away here in town every week, but we sell them down there for fire kindling and whatnot.
Okay.
I jest, we don't do that.
No, you could always make those rolled logs. It's a good old recycling one.
Also,
yeah,
absolutely.
Tighten up the roll of newspaper.
But no, that's we're getting away from your rural. No, we're getting away from rural life. Talking about burning the newspapers, which is great. You're at the Club Mirror.
Well, you never know what's going to happen in the world. Here's survival tips number 4.
Right. You never know what's going to happen here.
Yeah,
at Club Mirror. But no, I mean, you're in the middle of a move transition. So talk to me about how that works. As far as are you in the existing home and you're there until the new home is literally turnkey ready to go, or is it a transition where you're more pioneering?
Yeah, we're transitioning. We're pioneering.
Okay.
We had
break that down. Not a little,
I'll keep it as family friendly as I can.
Well, no, yeah.
We were in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath trailer, and we had a nice addition, a 20 by 28 onto it, and we moved the old trailer off. We've ordered a new one to come to us, and we're waiting on it, and as just happened today, delivery date got pushed back again because of what's going on everywhere else in the world.
COVID-19?
Who? Anyways, that, little delays like that, so we got bumped back. But we're living in the 20 by 28 edition.
Yeah.
The 4 of us all in there. We've got outdoor cooking and
oh my lord,
everything. Yeah, we're roughing it,
that's almost
so to speak. But
it's almost with a story in and of itself, isn't it? Like you're talking about.
You know, it's been really
before it gets too cold. And,
we'll
come back and see how you're doing.
We're out here having it.
Yes, Nicholson in The Shining.
We've had the heat that we've got in the house, so splitting wood again.
Yeah.
The wood stove that we have has actually heated the whole. When we had the trailer and everything, we just use fans to blow the heat through.
Yeah.
So we're set up for that in the winter. I bought a hot water on demand camp. Propane heater. So we've got shower ability and everything else, and we've still got all our septic hookups and stuff like that around. We didn't take any of that out. And the new house, when it shows up, just kind of goes over. We hook up and away we go. So we're just it's a waiting game now.
And then you're just waiting for it to arrive.
Yeah.
And then just down and
then they just set it on the pad that we built and
then once you're into the new place, what do you do with the existing one? Does that become
that one's actually already been moved? It's gone. It's sold.
Oh, okay.
It's been rehomed to another great family.
There
so we're excited. We got to help someone else, and it was just
amazing,
fabulous to be in a spot where again we're growing.
Yeah.
So the boys. In that small space, twins, as you know. Yeah. The first IVF babies in the piece, as a matter of fact. I mean, we've got stories.
You put them on the footprint wall over at the
hospital.
Yeah,
they are.
It's a celebration. They are.
They are.
Okay, there's a celebration of birth.
They're the first IVF babies.
Foundation, and it's this week.
And
Smile
actually,
cookies.
We did for the hospital foundation. We did a video for them.
This week, today?
No, back when they were infants, when they were born.
Okay, Lord. So I'm doing. Not to tip the hand in the old mirror, but next week we got a story about the first twins that were born and made it in Dawson Creek at this hospital in 1930 whatever.
Right.
And they're putting their footprints on the wall.
Excellent.
And I believe, well, I've talked to the older sister, and then and I believe one of the twins is expected to make it. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but when they have the ceremony.
Right.
But I think the foundation's announcing it next week.
Oh, excellent.
In your local community newspaper.
Hey, Dawson Creek Mirror.
Well, and so I mean that's what's going on. So here we are. I mean, Paul Carpenter. He's in good company there. Home building with Paul. So we are rolling into winter here, kind of thing. Is there anything you appreciate about the winter more than the summer, or are you more of a winter mile zero person? I don't mean an activity in sporting.
Weather-wise, climate-wise, mindset. I'm not a dark person. Like I'm a night owl.
Okay.
However, the idea of that amount of darkness that we experience up here, I get the blues.
Okay.
Very much so. So we have a light in the house, a grow light.
Yeah.
And I use that in the winter. It helps me stay happy. But I do enjoy
like that sunny D.
Yeah, exactly. I like to shovel. I'm this weird. I love to shovel snow.
Shovel, beach shovel and other stuff, right?
I've shoveled my fair share of that other stuff too. Growing up on a farm, Alberta-wise. So that's again why I'm rural out there. Our dream is to have the self-sufficiency of the farm all the way around.
I've been out there. You're
just got to get it finished now.
Just got to figure out what self-sufficient you're going to be in, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
What do I want? Law of attraction, right? That's that
exactly
good
right.
stuff. Oh, hey, look, Poston Row,
just
down the road.
On that very note, get your nominations in for Mirror Reader's Choice 2022. At of course Poston Row over at the Roadhouse. Hang out with Sam Elliott and Patrick Swayze out at Eris, and then we also of course at the Ovintiv Events Center and the Dawson Creek Co-op. October 21st is your deadline. You don't have to fill in all the ballot, but you got to fill in more than half. Otherwise, come on now. And hey, best MC, best media personality.
Hey.
The nominations are right here. They write themselves. You only have 208 more to fill out. Best cheese factory.
Yeah, cheesy.
Best movie venue. I mean, probably go for Center Cinema, but you can also use the Dawson Creek Mirror. Vote often, vote plenty. More than $1,100 in prizes to be won.
Right.
How's that for
support? That's a good
way to go.
Way to go. Brought to you by the Mirror
So
Club.
more of a winter.
I like the cool. Is why I like the winter.
Okay.
I sweat at the thought of work. In the summertime, I get really hot and I overheat easy. So I prefer the cool, and I can always dress warm and take layers off.
Yeah.
I would enjoy going to this central tropical areas to go look at pyramids. I'm a bricklayer by trade.
Okay, there you go.
And it's always intrigued me how did the pyramids get built? What is all this stuff? There's just something in there, whether it's ancient aliens or whoever. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. So I like when I shovel the snow in the winter. I have this artistic thing. I like to build stuff with it.
Oh,
so when I used to live
like
in town,
Panam and these sorts of things.
If I have the time to do it, absolutely. I used to do the driveways and make brick walls, block walls out of them.
Okay,
I've taught the boys how to build safe tunnel forts and things like that. Occasionally we put up the pallets and make them set, and we stack snow specifically just to do that.
That's the way to go, man.
You gotta love it and you gotta enjoy it, right?
Exactly. I mean, I like the heat, especially this heat, and I don't mind the cold. I don't mind the. It's when we get into that -40 extended period. I can't handle that. And, but I'll tell you, bring up a point that I really do appreciate up here is I like the long days. I mean, forgetting the heat. I love the fact that it's still light out at midnight and then it's light again at 4.
Right.
And then I don't mind the long nights come wintertime and the other solstice, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's more just because of the creative. It gives me excuses to do other things. Right?
That's where I find my power at night, right? And
however, like Batman.
Batman.
Yeah.
Though it's if I go to sleep and then wake up, that's a tough one for me.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
But I can stay up all night and just go again. I feed off of that.
That's exactly
like
right.
The creative juice just flows.
I don't know which president where he'd have that power nap at about 3 in the afternoon for half an hour. It's probably Roosevelt.
Probably.
And then he'd be going again to the next day, right?
Yeah.
But
so in all of that, I really enjoy. I don't like the heat, but I like the masonry of the middle pyramids-y stuff. So I try and imitate that up here and make me happy. And the boys, we played snow. Looking forward to someday, maybe somebody, we like to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Oh, what else is going on? I'm just thinking again. Well, I mean, this is going to be pre-election. Is that any? Not that we're telling you who you should endorse or anything like that. But do you pay attention to that sort of stuff in your day to day?
Well,
would it be that again, as we were talking about, or I was joking earlier, special masters down in the States right now, or provincial politics around here, or
I do, of course,
local municipal. I mean, BC's in an entire election.
BC, yeah. I mean, I'm provincially thinking.
Yeah.
Where I live, we're between two cities, so
Totally.
I don't really belong to an electoral boundary within city stuff like that.
Yes.
I do have the people. I mean, I know all of them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's who I am in the community. So to endorse one,
Oh, I'm not asking you.
I'm just saying,
what do you think
do
of,
I have a favorite or whatever?
No, just elections in general. Is it something in the past you know, when you were a kid, did you get into it? Was
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
your first election when you were of
We
age,
had it
or-
in school. We had to go through. I actually
Yeah.
ran for
There you
student
go.
council
Yeah.
president and stuff. I was always entertainment committee. I don't know how that happened, but
So is it anything you've considered? Not again, because Lord knows it's the boat has sailed for this term. Is there anything you've ever considered in your?
oh no, that was
Again.
loaded. Holy.
Well, I'm not asking
No.
you to run for MLA. It's
No.
just, did you ever thought, oh, I could run for school board, or I could be the PTA guy,
Well,
or I could
I've
be,
been asked actually to
or I could, you know,
run for
I
these
could be
things. Yeah.
the hockey.
Could have
board.
been any number. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have been approached and I've asked, and I know who I am right now and what my visions are, and I'd love to help. However, I do know that there's a lot of people that.
Yeah. Well, again, you got 40, you know, I'm
Yeah.
saying, but you
Yeah,
know, there's just
it
things
changed,
to do.
yeah.
Right?
I've thought about it. I
Yeah.
really have, and I like equality. I like people, and I want and then community.
Well, I
So
get it.
it's
nature of my day. I get it every day, and then around here it's
Yeah.
like triplicate, right? So,
and if I did, right, that's a huge commitment, and
can be.
everything. I mean, I've got really like any human. Everybody's got a past.
Yeah.
And do I really want to pry in and share everything out there
Oh,
when
there we
people
go,
start to
yeah.
dig and go?
You're dangling at your.
Yeah, and now I'm doing it right now anyway, so
Yeah,
people
no,
are going to
no,
start
we
to
need to-
scoop, right?
He's running next year. Yeah,
Shh,
wait for
not,
that by-election.
next year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till there's that other
There's
guy
things,
who
yeah,
could.
there's other things going on, and then
Yeah.
it all falls into place.
When and if it's time, it'll happen.
That's right. Oh, absolutely.
Right? Because
No,
I can't step up and say,
anyway.
yeah, I'm going to do it. Because eventually, I believe the process is that you have to be nominated.
Well, no, but just
But-
it's rare. I
yeah.
talking to a reference in the long, not in a bad way, but the extended conversation I had with the exiting Mayor Dale. Some people were born with the ability to have chats in public, in private,
Right.
BS, if you
Right.
will,
Yeah.
or improvise.
AKA the gift of gab.
Improvise, right? Blues. But other people learn it, whether that be Toastmasters or they're thrown in because they are elected and then they find themselves having to do it.
Right.
Other people, that's just not their thing. Some people,
Right.
don't play hockey. Some people do. But then inherently, anybody that does have that gift of gab, if you will, or that front facing, as we say, that usually comes with, because, that would fit very well.
Right.
And then,
Right.
So generally, everybody I'm talking to here, including some of the fringers,
Right.
certainly have that ability to execute in that public way. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether or not they're well liked or voted for, that's a different issue, but they're certainly there.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, going to that level as
Yeah.
far as full politician and things.
Oh, yeah,
Right. Who knows where the future leads?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you know what I mean? You could be, I'm on the food bank board.
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's where I was going to go with
Yeah.
that. Is that I have actually been approached by a number of the organizations that I MC with.
Yeah, exactly.
If
sure.
I'm going to
We
put
know
out a little
there,
plug
yeah.
like the cruisers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Just because
We
I
know
do
who they are.
that's what I do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I've already got the microphone, and I also have ideas. I work for a very excellent company here in town. I don't know if I can say their names
Yeah,
or not,
totally,
but
yeah.
so I work with Brown Chevrolet and Bannister Ford. I'm the manager at B2 AutoZone.
Yeah.
And we are one of the platinum sponsors of the Dawson Creek Mile Zero Cruisers
Yeah.
Club car show.
Yeah.
And it's just fabulous to be with part of that. So we had our shop set up and we were doing everything, and then we went to the dinner and
Yeah, we handed out the awards to some of the drivers and the cars.
to the
and
drivers of the
yeah.
cars, and we've got some really great displays coming up this fall. You got to stop in and have a look. 4 people won spots in the showroom.
That's
So we
right.
got
I
the
saw
classics, and we got one
something
in
going
there
on
already.
down
We
there.
got
I saw the mats down for the vehicle.
the marking spots there, and stuff. Yeah, and they've got the ramp in there. So we're really excited about that, and that's what I. Got called because I'm involved in these things, and they
Yeah.
said you have ideas and people listen. I don't know, when you start to talk and you get big and loud and you're clear and you don't even need a microphone, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but again, I don't want to be the one who tells you how
Yeah.
to do stuff. I've got ideas, but I also want to hear yours, and let's make it happen. That's
it's
good.
that's that bombastic thing. Not to make it again back acting, but yeah, I can hit the back wall.
Yeah.
And we can do this tiger business.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't have to be,
No,
and we're in that auditorium. We'd be screaming at each
Screaming
other, just not because we need to, just because we got to be vocal.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun. It's again talent and just recognizing how to read your crowd, read your space, and they hecklers.
Well, it's no different, and I get fascinated by it because again, it ties into this. Okay, we do podcasts and coming out of this video-based pandemic and stuff, and every comedian, and Joe Rogan's certainly the
right
money-making summit of that. But then there's Two Bears, and I can think of Bill Maher and a lot of it. Every stand-up comedian, if they're not moving to Austin and starting up a podcast, they've got a podcast, and that's that same thing where I'm just fascinated by comedians that and Seinfeld going back, Richard Pryor and whatnot, where how they construct a set list of okay, I got my half hour, here's my hour.
Right.
Okay, and it's very much like how Springsteen does now, where he's got greatest hits. I go, I got 15 minutes. Okay, we're gonna hit it with the big ones at the end, and this is what I got. And it's the exact same thing when you're reading an audience. You go, okay, we're gonna push it when we can, but then sometimes we're not. And depending on the crowd, if it's what
is the
red
event?
Hats,
Who's it for?
The Red Hats is a different audience than the
when we do the hospital foundation, or if we're doing the art gallery, or if we're just doing for the Cancer Society. I mean, they all have a different personality who shows up there. Yeah, which makes me part of that man. Who do you need? Who do you want?
Exactly. So again, another great time for a break with that man, split personality. What this is all about as far as getting to know your community and people in your community, and that's what the newspaper certainly is all about, be that businesses through advertising or editorial and stories. Kind of works hand in hand. You're all about, obviously, motivation and motivating, and then hand in hand with that word, as far as I'm concerned, is promotion.
Absolutely. Really fun thing to do, right? For me, promote other people. I mean,
yes.
I've learned I can do what I do, and I don't want to be egotistical about it, but I know people.
Yes.
And I love what people give and bring, and when I find that value, I'll talk about it. Yeah. And I'll promote it. And that idea that you can do whatever you want to do, what's stopping you? That limiting, let's go back to the law of attraction. So all of these things that I do come together in motivating people or finding this motivational path to help, which is another program I have. It's an international program, actually. It's called the Core Strengths SDI program. Okay. So that's sort of a plug, but not really. And in there, it talks about motivational value systems. And in a matter of 20 questions, in talking with somebody, a quick evaluation of how do I need to speak with you to help encourage you to get what you want.
Well, it's very funny you bring that up in like a series of 20 questions. It wasn't going to be 20 questions by any means, but I was thinking, geez, I wonder if we can do a run where I'll come up with a rubric of, much like the Colbert questionnaire, if you will, of about 5 or 10 questions. Like, okay, we'll ask these of every
person that
guest,
comes in.
And some of them will be not nonsensical, but what is the best sandwich?
Yeah.
Can you put mustard on a hot dog? These sorts of things, right? And then it leads you down a road, right?
Those are hard questions too, right? Yeah. But my son Donovan, he loves to turn to me. He says, "Hey, Dad, who's your favorite?" Or "What's your favorite?" Oh, when I have to stop, I can't put a favorite on some of these things. I really like this, I really like that, but then again, at this time, I like this and I like that. So
changes every day.
It changes every day, and I'm. That's life. I'm motivated by what happens around me and
being
goes
motivated.
In.
Not by one thing.
No, exactly.
Otherwise, you're just on repeat.
So, that living on purpose, the willingness to try things and not try. Let me say, sample.
Sure.
Choice of words, right? Lots of people try or try not.
Yeah.
So. That's again. All of these little things lead into the motivation. So who you surround yourself with, like
team building,
right? Team building. I connect with people that bring value to my life, that have things that I am inspired by, right? Because if you hang around with the people that bring you down, that are doing the things that you really don't want to do, that's where you're going to be.
Well, it breeds by itself, doesn't it?
Right? What is that? Misery loves company.
You are what you eat.
Yeah, exactly. So which wolf do you feed? And here I like the motivation. I like the positive, and I go forward with that. So again, when I find something that I really like, I will promote. And that brings out that man again, because I'd be down and I've done my own selfies, right? And, and I'm down at the dealership or whatever it was, and I'll talk about this happened today.
Yeah.
This person, this store, this item that you can get at this store, and it doesn't
have you
matter.
seen the new thing down at the dealer?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it doesn't matter who it is or where it is, because I'm an equality. I like everybody in that sense. I want to figure out how to put that into the, saying it, monetization.
The matrix.
The matrix of it all, because I've been a promoter all my life, and I should share with you guys one time about my idea of a beer commercial I've got for.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a long story. We'll leave that one for now. That's a seed.
Oh, there we go.
And I got hit on that one. So promote. I get ideas and commercials that would sometimes make people pushing that boundary.
Yeah.
But where are we at in society right now? I mean, there's hour-long television shows you can watch of people just throwing each other down.
Well, and you can, to take it to the other thing, you can get what if they load it all up in one go. You can watch 12 hours binge watch of the latest season of anything.
Yeah. So and that again, what you're feeding yourself with can be there. So
absolutely.
And being involved with lots of people in community, like you, what do you got on the go now?
I got a lot of stuff. I mean, I got some business tonight. We're getting into Kodiak's game later, but all kinds of stuff. We're going to do another one of these, a big one in the morning. Going to be online across the world, so we'll maybe from the dark side of the moon, if you will. But and then going to film a couple more of the community ones around here, sitting on either side of the couch, and try to start getting some of these out. Write a theme song for this too. I see. Yeah, one of them's gonna. One of them will be synth based. The other will be drum based. We'll see which one comes out, because I got a couple of these different channels we're trying out.
Okay.
Some are due next year. Some we're putting out right away here. But yeah, like you say, we could go on and on for hours. But we've almost gone on for certainly 40 plus here.
Wow, that time flies.
And get something to eat, hit a Kodiak game or two, and
it's
enjoy the weekend.
Season opener. Have some fun.
A date shit if you know where we're at.
Actually, yeah. You're gonna call and grab my drink and my belly.